Greetings and salutations, my lovelies! Bardic Kitty here, bringing you the next 2 days of MerMay. This video will cover MerMay days 28 and 29. So this one here that I'm working on the screen is for the 28th, and I wanted to do something with a jellyfish, and I had some trouble at first deciding what to do until I really kind of got looking at some different jellyfish reference images and was looking at just kind of did like a pose reference search thing and ended up over on Pinterest, and I found like some ballet pictures, and kind of occurred to me that the jellyfish hood, I guess you'd call it, can look a lot like a tutu. So now I have a jellyfish ballerina. So that was the that was the reasoning behind this one. So I did use some reference photos, but it was mostly an inspiration kind of thing. Obviously getting an idea of what a jellyfish would look like, and I did pick specifically how to get an idea of a color scheme from a certain image I found just with a Google search of jellyfish. And I did use some, a few different images to get an idea for a good pose to put her in. And in particular, I always need some help with drawing hands, so I did reference her hands pretty heavily. In general, I know there are some artists out there, and in particular also people who aren't artists who don't really understand what using a reference means. Using a reference does not mean that you are just copying down something that someone else made or did. In fact, if you're doing something that is just straight up what another artist has done, that is not a reference at all, that is copying. But if you, in particular, you want to use photos more for reference, because if you don't know what something looks like, then obviously you can't draw it and make it look right, because you have to know what it looks like. So that's the kind of stuff that I did for this one. Anyway, and so I really am pleased with the way this one turned out. I had a lot of fun mixing the colors and playing with the different colors for the jellyfish. And then I started coloring the background, and this marker ended up kind of dying on me. And you can see I'm already struggling a little bit to get something of a smooth color, but then here in particular, this corner ends up just looking really streaky and gross. But, at least I did get the whole thing covered. Perhaps in the future I'll be able to go over it again, either in a different color or with a refilled, or if I get a refill for that color, I can do it in that. But here she is, my ballerina jellyfish. I really like it, and I hope you do too. She was a lot of fun to make, and I did a lot more color mixing and blending with non-similar colors than I normally do. So that was fun and interesting, using the yellows and oranges in the same areas as the pinks, and I need to work on more color confidence with doing things like that. Anyway, so here we are with day number 29 now. Unfortunately, I only did inks for her because it was getting late enough that I wanted to go ahead and stop, because I did want to go ahead and publish this video before going to bed, and I didn't want to be up terribly late. But for this one, I just wanted to play with a slightly different body type. I did use, again, some more kind of inspiration and understanding reference photos, and I got a decent idea of a pose from one in particular, but also just kind of looked at a bunch of different things and how the different folds of the flesh would fall and things like that, and then just kind of had fun with it. And didn't reference anything specific for the tail, just kind of made that up on the spot. But I just wanted to draw a very beautiful and non-standard, quote-unquote, beautiful girl. And that's what I came up with. Thank you all for watching the video. I love you all, and I'll see you again later.